Welcome to Energy Hack 2026, organized by Solar Austin.
And so for me, and I feel well, everyone goes high tech, so I kind of go low tech. And in this whole thing, I will mention a little bit of AI, but I want to mention a new way, a new communication, and not only with the city council, but also with the new future council candidate. In a way, it's like this is a strategy for how to turning its like clean energy expertise into an effective campaign language. From the summary, we can see right now it's like what is the problem? The problem is solar ocean has lots of clean energy expertise. How can that be a problem? It's not a problem. That is our strength. But the problem here is like when we show all of the database, like on Friday night, and when we were working so hard on different charts, and also different websites, making people vote and making people to see their demographic, it's like or map or it's like chart, everything. But however, can we transfer this into the campaign? Can we sell this concept to different candidates? If we want to, and how? And the second is like when candidates adopt our strategy and really embrace clean energy, how do they communicate with their voters? So to solve that problem, and here is like I try to create a knowledge translation framework, in which I will talk in a minute. So from financial impact wise, the whole is like a communication system involves we need to have volunteers, or we need to have a hired staff, and also working together with an AI. And when we have low budget, then goes for volunteers. When we have the high budget, we go to staff. So who will pay in this mode? And the thing dollar also will pay. And but more than that, I think there are many like civic innovation grants will be interested in how to empower voters in this process, and also how to use a political campaign to transfer its like clean energy, environmental friendly information. So I see a strong tendency and the potential of getting funding and through grants. And the third thing is partner organizations. Here, I feel if everything went on well, not only is our traditional partner organizations, we may be able to make a campaigns want to buy our panel, it's like our product, which is like is a hook we'll talk later. And those are the stakeholders, voters, candidates, campaign managers, seller outside community organizations. We are reaching to people through political campaigns. So if we really go into the problem right now, look into more details is like how to make our research and automatically to create a public impact. So here, when we have a database and when we have it's like research, when we have tons of knowledge about local energy, and when we have the trusted experts sitting here and solving the problems, and here is like what campaign? So for a campaign, it needs first is like winning, how to win, and so you speak to whatever the people is like who your voters need. You speak in their own language. So here, speaking in their own language means first very simple message, second examples, and examples not only including the success examples, but also simple, effective numbers. It's like it's like if you support, it's like using solar energy in our it's like districts, and if your family adopted this in 5 years, it's like your electricity bills will be it's like 30%. It's like lesser. So we have enough of the research. I think, of course, here is just what I'm thinking. I think can do and using our database to answer this question. But once we answer these questions, we translate it into campaign language. It's a real numbers, making each household know how this will change your home. And also using it as successful examples like the Children's Haven Association. So once it turns out to solar energy, what happens? We don't need really to pay for electricity. So those type of voter-centered communication means that we need to transfer our final research one step further. This one step further is how to make up the gap between sense and common sense. Yeah. So I call it the gap isn't information and the gap is translation.
Okay. So here is like how to communication. There are two channels I want to propose. The first one is actually related with what David said, right? The voting platform. So the voting platform, and the one I saw is Austin Votes. So how to use Austin? It's because I think one thing is we use Austin Votes to connect with voters, so they don't only vote for their candidates, they also vote for real society issues. And I think with people's voting about clean energy, that does prove this question, or supporting clean energy will get a certain percentage of voters' interests. And so, but for Solar Austin, I think there are further steps to take. The next step is I heard about the candidate forum. So during the candidate forum, how about just using maybe 1 or 2 hours to give them a little bit workshop about this platform. So making each candidate and also making each of the campaign manager and realize how to use it and why it is important. And with this, and they can understand why for citizens this matters. So this kind of so using the Austin Votes, this kind of a public platform to transfer, Solar Austin's message of we want clean energy and into the radar and also into the awareness of candidates and their campaigns. And the second channel is how to make a candidate and bring the information into their voters. The first thing is we need David let me research each campaign, just research each of the candidates, their background, what is their campaign manage. And this is task 1. But task 2, I think it's understand the priorities of each candidate and also group it with the help of AI, group the main their main missions. When I look at the database, there are several things actually it's very shared commonly. One is sustainability, second one is affordability. If we talk about affordability, we need to talk about in the language that can use in the campaign. It's if you elect me, I will adopt these clean energy strategies within 3 years and your electricity bills will drop, blah, blah, blah. So when we tailor Solar Austin's knowledge into a campaign needs, a campaign language, and we can just prepare a customized communication package. This package is now say, candidate 1, this is your knowledge. Candidate 2, this is something you can use in your election. We want to build something full affordability. We use these numbers and this narrative. You can plug in your speech. You can plug in your community meetings. You can plug into your pamphlets. And for sustainability, here is our package. Same thing, you can plug in. And if a candidate both have I want to sustainability and also wants the and affordability, so they can combine 2 packages together. But I feel here it's examples we talked about is the hospital jobs. For affordability, we can also talk about the jobs which it brings, especially for social empowerment. How many jobs will be created for women or marginalized groups? And also the reliabilities, because Austin is like electricity, the Texas energy did fail us during that huge winter storm. Then this new energy plan, how to provide the reliability for this District 1, District 3, and 7. Those are the language we need to find, we need to use, and making package. So this communications, it's a cycle, it's more like Austin residents, and through our voting things and show up in the Austin Votes platform. And then through this platform, all of us understand the public priorities. And then those priorities become knowledge and come into a knowledge translation team. And then those team works on campaign research, campaign meetings. And then it's generates customized resource. Okay, so
Jing,
I don't remember what it is here. It's longer. So, but I think I said the major thing.
It's not fitting on the screen, yeah.
Okay. So I think it's from the customer resources. The message reached to not only to campaigns. Those people got elected, and we make them accountable. Because in this process, we have lots of person-to-person meetings, and it's campaign manager, and it's Solar Austin. But also it changes voters, the people we want to change most, because campaign manage also carried our message. So campaign message also is carried the message of clean energy and embrace it in one part of the campaign. So here it's low technology. It's I'm thinking AI can help us. It's organize the documents we have, summarize the research, and summarize the research for each campaign candidate, and also prepare first drafts by using our database, connect our database, and with different needs. So maybe AI can do the first round of the drafts. But here, still we rely on people. The people, someone who knows clean energy, plus at the same time knows campaign language, political language. So it's provide strategy, relationships, and trust with different campaigns. So the team structure is quite simple. It's clean energy translation manager plus AI. And when we have money, we do steps. When we don't have money, we do volunteers. So the main motivations, I feel, it's just campaigns want to win. And that motivation should be for campaigns, but also for us. And we need to build a system that making campaign think is that if they adopt us, they can win. Yeah, and I think inspiration for me is we usually only use election and to thinking that we can reach to the future council members. But here, the inspiration for me, or the things really, I think the most innovation here is it also reach to voters through campaign. We make a political thing kind of have dual purpose. So next step, I think maybe I spell it wrong. First is on the voting platform, so we organize voting on it. Second step, and we go to candidate campaign and promote this voting platform, and build a database about each candidate, and generate different communication modules on themes such as affordability, sustainability, etc. And for this module, it can not only be used here, now, this year, but also for the maybe next election too. And networking one-on-one with candidate and the campaign manager. I think it's not lobby, it's just networking and knowing what they want. So work together on how to plug those modules into their slogan, pamphlets, and speech. That's all I have. Do you have questions?
So I'd like to go first. That was awesome, thank you. We actually are working on several of these things that Jing has mentioned. There's going to be, we've talked about a webinar series for candidate education, which because of the timing of the summer and things, and when the election is, we think we're not going to be able to do, but what we are going to do is more simply candidate school or candidate education leading up to the candidate forum, which is going to be August 29th, and that is definitely going to happen. So everything that you're saying is right on in terms of what we are planning with Solar Austin and also other organizations in the city. Mm-hmm. And I think that the part that you're thinking about that we haven't thought about yet is exactly right. Like, what is the actual message that we want to give to them that then they can give to their voters? So I like all that.
So I'll comment on top of that. So I've been around the block, meaning I'm much older than my colleagues here, but it took me a long time to discover that if you want something from your representatives right before an election is a prime time to ask questions, and because afterwards they have been very less responsive to me.
Thoughts? Michael, last word?
Okay, a couple things. First off, I think you're exactly right. Mm-hmm. When you talk about the amount of data that's out there compared to translating it so somebody can work. Mm-hmm. Understand? I think that's great. Mm-hmm. My question to you is that, especially in the area we're talking about, mm-hmm. I don't know of any candidates that's going to say, I hate solar. Mm-hmm. I don't want it. Mm-hmm. So when you're talking about creating messages for campaigns, mm-hmm. how are you creating, because you're right, campaigns want to win. Mm-hmm. They therefore have to differentiate themselves from the other person. Mm-hmm. How do you create messages or communication modules mm-hmm. that help the campaigns win mm-hmm. and help them draw a distinction between themselves and another campaign?
Yes, because here I'm thinking it's like, for example, I know one of the campaigns, the major thing they're talking about is affordability, especially about housing. And so they have all kinds of examples during his work and how much he lowered the rent in one of the complex and in the future. And so it's his battle about different affordability. But if we want to plug in his campaign, we appeal to him. It's like, this is energy affordability. And you can say that if you do this, and you will help your voters and to reduce their bills by plus. So it's like we give them details, numbers. And so for this, I want us to have two things. One thing is something more general, how to plug in affordability, how to plug in, for example, empowerment. I also know there are many, it's like women candidates will say it's like the empowerment of women and also marginalized group. Then we have to say about the jobs, small business, how this works for them, but it need to be substantial. This is one part, is module. And the second thing is like, I feel here needs working together, really meeting the campaign manager and candidates who are interested in us, sit down, and then using, it's like, here is the module, you can say this slogan, but can I help you to really give a more concrete examples? in each version. Yeah.
Cute.
Yay!
Visit solaraustin.org to learn more.